Hey, what is up, friends and fellow anti-netters? It is I, Scott Shepper here, and I'm coming to you from a rather unique view. Um, I'm not bunkered down in my office with my anti-net. I'm actually on vacation this week, and it's been a long time coming. I haven't gone on vacation in a while. I'm in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You're looking at St. John over there, and I'm in, a nice little humble abode. And of course, I couldn't help myself. I decided to bring a book with me on my vacation, and the book is Steven Pinker's How the Mind Works. Now, what I want to talk to you today is about, besides subtly bragging about how amazing of a house that I'm staying at and the view that I'm looking at, is something that I've struggled with and gone back and forth with for a while for this past year, and really honestly for a long time, for most of my professional life, and that is how to actually read faster and retain more. And I think finally I've stumbled across a workflow, a method, and a process, thanks to Niklas Luhmann, of how to actually do that, how to actually read more and, read faster and retain more, meaning retain the knowledge and commit it to long-term thinking and thoughts and have the concepts stick with you for a very, very long time. I'm about to show you that method right now in this video, okay? So what I brought with me on this little vacation is this. It's a really heavy book, okay? It's called How the Mind Works, and it's like about 500 pages. I started it last week, like right before vacation, like maybe a day before vacation, and I'm shockingly, like I'm 372 pages into this thing, and I have not been reading like really at all, like the entire time. I went 2 days ago, I went on an all-day boating trip. Yesterday, I went on an all-day boating trip with the love of my life and now fiance. And so I've been quite busy. I haven't just sat around reading on the beach all day. I did that on St. John 2 days ago, and I managed to get through a nice chunk in this book. But I want to show you how I actually have been able to get through so much. Like, that's 372 pages, and I'm just really getting through this book pretty fast. And the way that I've been able to do this is largely thanks to Niklas Luhmann's reading workflow, which, if you're familiar with my anti-net videos and if you've seen the how to take literature note videos, you know that the process centers around having a I use 4-inch by 6-inch, and so did Luhmann, note card. And this is called a bib card because it is filed in your bibliography note box within your anti-net. And these are, I call them like bib notes or observation notes that you take while reading. Now, the main thing of how to read faster and retain more is this. Do not think of what you're doing as reading anymore. You're not reading. What you are doing is selecting. Okay? So I went into this book with a goal, and I've talked about this in my other videos, and this is also covered in Mortimer Adler's well-known book, titled How to Read a Book. And when I first start any book, I state my objective, and I also outline the contents of the book. Now, my objective in reading this book is to essentially select and find any material and concepts related to how human memory works and how the mind works, and related to specific categories and topics and key terms in the book that I am working on with the anti-net. And these are key terms like finding similar concepts and human memory concepts and stuff like that. So I've essentially primed my memory, or primed my mind, to look for certain key terms and certain ideas in this book. Now, when I go through and I read this book, I'm scanning, like I'm going through about pretty quickly. I'm not like just like looking at the book and turning pages. I am kind of reading paragraph by paragraph, not like every single word in every single line. That's the mistake. A lot of people just read slowly. This book would take me about, at least a month, probably 2 months if I read that way, just slowly, one word at a time, trying to ruminate on every single sentence. And the problem is that there's simply too much to know in this world. There's too many books. And you can often get hung up on a book where, it'll just kill momentum and kill progress. And there's almost like this internal belief that if you don't read every single word and every single sentence slowly, then you're almost cheating and you're not reading. Well, that's essentially a false idea, and you should shed that idea. What you should instead do is approach reading by selecting. And so I go through and I read through each paragraph, very like, it's not skimming where you're just like, but it's close to skimming. It's like a hybrid between reading and skimming. You're just going really fast, and you're looking for certain key terms, ideas, and you're kind of reading through a lot of the stuff to understand the main ideas, and you're just going through, and a mix between reading and skimming, and I would call that selecting. So how this works is, you come across a certain idea. So I'm going to show you some of the key terms that I've come up with, and notice how these are the page numbers. Like page 94, I came across intentionality and consciousness. Okay. And look how I just did the key term. It's just a brief observation. And the reason I did that is because intentionality and consciousness is not a key part of the active material that I'm working on for my Antinet book. However, it is something that I'm really fascinated in and interested in. And I also have a key term entry in my Antinet. And so therefore, I wanted to essentially select it and install it in my Antinet, meaning what Lumen used to call, or he didn't call this, but what I like to call external references. Like you would go to, if I looked up consciousness in my Antinet index, and you did it for Lumen, you would find just like, Pinker page 94. Like there are some things he wouldn't elaborate on every single note. He would just, almost collect it as, okay, if I ever do get really fascinated, want to write a book on consciousness or intentionality, or even a section of a book or chapter on it, then this section, this page, 94 from this book is something that you should review at the time. For me, it's not my highest priority right now, so I'm not going to actually create an elaborate main note on this concept. Okay, but I'm not going to go through every single one in detail, but notice how, look at it, it's like page 94, page 104, page 108, page 113, page 124, 134, 142, 169, 193. Like, so I'm not like taking down ideas on every single page. Another concept that you should think about is read your books and your material as if, you really don't want to. Like, make the book actually prove something and give you such a good idea that you simply have no other choice but to write it down on your bib card. Like, I would love to, if I go through the rest of the book, I would be fine, and I would love it if, when I got to page 500, like maybe I only had one more idea, written down. Like I have 361, 362, right? Like, I would love it. Like, I don't care. Like, if there's stuff in here that it's just like, oh, it's just not good enough for me to write down and then process later, that's fine. What this forces you to do is it forces you to be very picky about the stuff that you actually note down, right? It's so easy on, Kindle. Like I used to read on a Kindle for like, 10 years, honestly. And I would highlight everything, and I would highlight a lot of stuff, but then I would never go back and read and review that stuff, because it's just so easy to highlight stuff that it's kind of like, it's just almost, they're just essentially cheap selections. These are expensive selections, like you're actually forced to write it down, and writing it down takes life energy and attention that you will then later have to process and put into a main note. So you want to be very, very, very selective about what you actually put down. And I think this helps your ideas and it helps your work. So anyway, I wanted to show you this. Lumen always loved, what he said is he loved to read in the sun. And it's pretty cool when you have this workflow. You don't write in the book, you just write on your bib card. All you need with you, like I brought to St. John Beach 2 days ago, you bring your book, all right, like this. You bring a pen, I just put my pen, inserted here, and then that's all you need. You can just extract knowledge wherever you go. And anyways, when I get back, I can review this stuff and I've already processed these ideas. And when I get back, I'll be processing these ideas, and it works a lot faster than it used to. Even, like I sometimes go through the phase, and I've showed it in previous videos of, this is what I'm showing you right here is a 2-step process where I'm like putting notes here and then going back, putting it into my AntiNet by creating main cards. But for some reason, I've really streamlined this process, and I've decided to, stick with the Lumanian way of reading. And so, anyway, hope this is helpful and provides some nuggets for you. I think the main thing is if you want to read faster and retain more, then view it not as reading, but view it as selecting. And anyways, that's it. Scott Schepper over and out from beautiful, lovely U.S. Virgin Islands. I'm actually gonna, get out and enjoy. This is my last day today, and I'm gonna get out and enjoy. But anyways, had to show you that and got really inspired to show you that today, and I hope it helps. Anyways, peace and love. Talk to you later.